All right, so I just recently watched the Silent Hill F gameplay demo, and I have a lot of opinions on this game. It has been very controversial these last, I would say, couple days, maybe a week. And it's time to just chime into it because I think some of the criticism is a little outrageous. Now, first things first, we all know the Souls-like comparison that has been going around. I hate when gaming journalism and gaming content creators get so fucking lazy and say, hey, this game has a parry system, it has a dodge mechanic, it has stamina meter. Oh, the boss is tall, it's big. That means it's a soul-like. It is the laziest take in gaming. Anytime people just see a challenging game or anything with certain mechanics, is automatically a Souls-like. And one of the reasons why this game was called a Souls-like was due to the fact that the person that was playing this boss battle ended up dying for over an hour and he finally beat it. So because he sucks at the game, and maybe the boss is just hard, it could be just that, but in any case, just because it took him an hour to beat a boss, he compared it to a Souls game. That is stupidity at its finest, and I'm sick of it. They did the same thing with Stellar Blade. Oh, there's giant bosses, there's dodging mechanic. Like, it's the same story over and over. Now I gotta sit here and look at all these ass takes calling Silent Hill F a Souls horror game. Do you know how ridiculous you sound? Now, with that being said, of course, the emphasis on Silent Hill F is the combat, and there's no guns or anything. It is just mainly melee focused combat. Now, this is where the actual problem begins for me before I get into the good. The main issue I had with this demo, and although I was really excited, there was a lot of things in this demo that really got me hyped up. The combat is just, it's just no reaction. It's so weird to see a melee-based combat game be so unresponsive. Literally, we are watching Hinako hit these enemies and they're not even flinching. They're still trying to swing, or they're just sitting there. It's very awkward. It's very weird. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it one bit. If you're going to focus on the melee, enemies need to react, and I don't know why they chose this route. Maybe this is a early build or something. I'm trying to be as positive as possible, but it seems like this might end up being the final product. And honestly, I don't care if they had to delay it for a month. They need to get the combat right. So that's really my main concern and my observation when it comes to this game, and really the only negative. And then there was a report that ended up coming out from the series producer. He came out and said he wanted Silent Hill F to attract more of the younger audience, and he didn't want to create Silent Hill 2 over and over again. Basically saying he didn't want the combat in the game to play exactly like Silent Hill 2 Remake. And the thing with Silent Hill 2 Remake, which some OG fans are still salty about, but I think it was for the better, the combat in Silent Hill 2, it's a little more of a focal point than any other Silent Hill game. And the reason why I said I feel like it's a necessity is because back in the day, Silent Hill was made off of the story, the characters. That's what makes Silent Hill so much popular. That's why there was such a huge difference between the Silent Hill and Resident Evil debates. Even though they're different games, Resident Evil always got the edge because the gameplay was so much better. It was actually fun to play. I feel like with these new Silent Hill games that we are getting from this point forward are going to emphasize better combat with the amazing stories, which I don't see a problem with. Games should be fun. It should be terrifying and fun at the same time. It shouldn't just have an epic story and just forget about all the other important things that go into a game. Yes, it got away with it so many years ago, but this is a new age. People want to enjoy what they're playing. A story is not going to completely save a game anymore. So I like what they're doing. It just has to execute it properly, which the Silent Hill 2 remake ended up doing. boring because the combat still felt like Silent Hill. It didn't OD, it didn't make James Sunderland into this action star or anything. He was still just a regular man trying to survive. So this whole thing with Silent Hill F, I completely get it. I get wanting to get the younger fans involved, or the modern audience, which people hate so much. That's what's going to sell this game. But unfortunately, it created such a huge divide within the Silent Hill community. But at the end of the day, I don't think Silent Hill fans will ever be pleased. Like, everybody in that community is not ever gonna come all in one and just agree on the same thing. They're gonna criticize Silent Hill F because Team Silent's not behind it. They're going to find something to pick apart. You have to not give a single fuck. And I hate to say it like that, but it is the truth. Bloober Team got harassed all those years, and they didn't come out, complain, moan. They said, this is what we believe this game should be, and that's how we're gonna do it, and it ended up being a classic. So they're gonna have to do the same thing, and other dev teams are gonna have to do it with future Silent Hill projects. Now, for what I did absolutely love about the demo, the atmosphere, the tension, the music, all of it is amazingly terrifying. We already know the story is going to be an absolute banger, but this whole thing with Hinako, she's running for her life, she's dodging attacks, and the enemy is yelling out traitor, traitor, and it's supposed to be her friend Sakuko. I'm really invested on what Hinako did to her former friend, which at this point, she's just a spiritual being tormenting her every chance she gets. There's a lot of guilt in Hinako's head, and I'm just excited to see what the hell happened. Because me personally, if I had to predict what kind of person Hinako really is, I would say we were probably playing as a villain again, just like we did with James Sunderland. Another thing I really like is the emphasis on running as well. I mean, growing up playing these horror games like OG Resident Evil and the Silent Hill games, I'm pretty sure a lot of us veterans, when it comes to these games, a lot of times we opt to run past enemies regardless, just for better weapon management or whatever. But it seems like in this game, you're going to want to run as much as possible, especially early when she doesn't really have weapons, of course. But even though the game is very melee combat focused, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to be like, man, fuck this, I'm out of here. Well, I don't want to sit there and feel the need to try to clobber every freaking enemy in the head, regardless of the game being melee focused. Now, I didn't really see puzzles in the demo. If there's another demo with puzzles, then I stand corrected. But from what they said, there is going to be classic Silent Hill puzzles in this game. The demo had a scarecrow field, and you're taking these pieces out of the scarecrow. Of course, they come to life and they're trying to attack. But it seems like the old Silent Hill puzzles are going to be present, which is good. I wonder if they'll have the difficulty thing like all the other Silent Hill games. Now, there was a giant boss fight that was shown in this game, and I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I actually like what I see when it comes to the boss battles. You're gonna have to dodge, you're gonna have to watch your stamina meter, and no, it's not a Souls-like game. Adds more tension. When you're so busy being scared, trying to run away from maybe one or two enemies, and then you're not even realizing, oh shit, I can't even run anymore. I feel like that enhances the horror in the game. You should not just infinitely be able to sprint in every horror game. So I really appreciate that more than others. So I really don't want to make this too long. That is really just what I got from the demo. I like to form my own opinions, and I don't care. I stand on what I stand on. I think this game still has potential to be one of the best Silent Hill games in all of the series. And it might sound crazy when I say that, when you realize majority of the time people only like the first 3 games in Silent Hill. I love 4, by the way. Pretty much after 4, a lot of people really hated all the Silent Hill games that came after it. I don't think it's a stretch to say this can be the best Silent Hill since 4 or 3 in most people's eyes. For me, I'm going to say 4. The story seems like it's going to be there. The tension, the enemy designs, the atmosphere, the music, everything seems like it's going to be perfect. If they just get the combat right with the response from the enemies and the impact of the weapon right, this will absolutely be a top Silent Hill game of all time. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but if you've been on this channel long enough, you guys know I'm always right. Now, let me know how y'all feel about Silent Hill F. Have y'all checked out the demo, or y'all excited? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more gaming content, especially Silent Hill, Resident Evil, all that good stuff. I'm definitely your guy. If you made it to the video, I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Your boy is back with the regular uploads. Be safe out in these gaming streets. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.